It is tragically funny how one can be perceived. Offer a critique of certain whites, and you are bound to be labeled a wannabe black supremacist. I guess I was not clear before. Let me refresh your memory. Fact: no one will die for me when it is my time. So why should I be invested? Especially in the words of a stranger. I can care less if you agree with my rationalized mental attitude or not. Have I not made it plain that dissent is welcomed here? I select not to be an ideological tyrant, nor do I monetize my videos. This is not my purpose. I do care about your ideas. I am always grateful when I can learn from you and expand my world. I am not here to talk to myself. It is important to me to be bound to truth, not what may temporarily pacify me. I hope I am clear. Now, some of you may be wondering why I never released this video. Let's just say I had my personal reasons and leave it at that. However, this video was made on May 7th, 2011, a very unique day within my life. There are a startling number of heinous people within this world. Now, some black people are going to be disconcerted with me addressing this case. Some will say, to hell with whites, they lessen the dignity or intentionally diminish the reputation of blacks daily. Discrimination is not something they employ when looking at the world. It is true, there are some whites that do this. Being they are the most economically and politically powerful people within America, their influence is hard to combat, even with truth on your side. The world buys every bit uttered from their dirty lips. However, I have made it clear. I know who I am. I am. That's it. That's it. I am. Now, let's be more specific. I have a supposed black body, black parents, and unique experiences due to this. I have no self-hate issues outside of the fact that I do not like my feet. Not at all. However, this is not the totality of who I am. I call it like I see it. I do not like injustice. I cannot describe how it affects me. I will not support any person or group that selects to be murderous and inhuman. You, the people who decide to use their life energy in this way, you are my enemy. Nor do I fancy hypocrites. Speaking of the ones who pretend they care about righting wrongs when that is nothing but a cloak, a farce. Ones that are so callous and disconnected from all, except for members of their group. These individuals are menacing to my spirit. I would like to talk to you about something. Once there were two human beings. Sentient beings that, like others, wanted to enjoy their life. What happened to them is shocking if you have not been desensitized. It is so disconnected from my consciousness that it makes me ache to think of it. I recently heard about a case that occurred in 2006. The learning of these completely evil events makes my heart sink. I am speaking of Christopher Newsom and Shannon Christian. I have had repeated, unfortunate awakenings regarding the worst mankind has to offer, up close and personal. However, this tragic event is among the worst that I have ever encountered. These young people were students at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. They were carjacked, they were tortured, they were raped and murdered. The young man was raped and beaten, then castrated and shot. The beast that decided to submit to this darkness, then took his body and set it on fire. They made his girlfriend, Shannon, they made her watch. She was then gang raped for several days. Her breast was cut off while she was still living. She had cleaning fluid sprayed in her mouth. This was done to cover any trace of DNA that may appear. If I remember correctly, it was also stated something similar was done to her vagina. I tell you this because I want you to be temporarily haunted by these images. I want you to make a connection. This is the closest we can get to comprehending. So utterly tragic. Racial bigots and racists are sick people. They nurture their hate daily. Yet they may be able to grow into people who comprehend more, who understand their folly, and who move beyond it. However, there are members of the human family who are so vile that their only purpose is to be a malignant growth on the human spirit. I do not hold abhorrence for any flavor of humanity. It is your right to wallow in your sickness. I cannot follow you. I cannot pretend to even comprehend you. This misfortune of your selection drains me. I do not believe in the death penalty. If I did, I still would not subject these beasts to this. Some people have earned the right to experience the mental, emotional, and physical suffering they inflicted on others. I do not care what anyone says. This was racially motivated. This was a racially motivated crime. I have made it clear, I think. Racism has both an individual and a group aspect. It is not merely a team sport or an isolated individual happening. This belief system of intrinsic superiority, it influences both the group and the individual aspects. It is applied to both areas and has a unique component when directed towards certain destinations. These beasts, these savages, these people who have earned the title of inhuman, all 5 of them were black. They damned these people, these 2 people and others who loved them, who cared for them, to a heinous reality. Some of you racists and bigots think blacks only care when our own are harmed. Unfortunately, many blacks have come to realize it is not best for them to acknowledge your pain, even though it affects their spirit, because they have a heart. But do you want to know why they have come to this conclusion? Well, I cannot speak for all blacks, but I think I can give you a general insight into why they feel the way that they do. It is because you mock them. It is because we live in a society that doesn't take us seriously. It is because some of you piss on our humanity. Though I do not agree, I do comprehend why they select this path, and I do not fault them at all. This said, I do care. I care not because it makes blacks look bad. It may to you, but not to me. You see, I do not accept the actions of another to define me. I am not a collectivist, though I still suffer from the reality of ignorance and hatred from others. I care because I can imagine the assault on the spirit of the parents of these 2 individuals. I can empathize with their loss. I care because they did not earn such a fate. I care for reasons I am unable to articulate. I just don't have words to explain why. The media, again, failed us. I did some research. I was unable to find one big media source. Now, this doesn't mean that it didn't exist, but I thought that I was fairly attentive to all of the information that I had at my disposal. However, I did not see it. Despite this, the media has indeed failed all of us. If they wanted us to know, they would have shouted it to the rooftops repeatedly. If it was in their best interest, if it fit their agenda, they would have saturated the airwaves with various programs. The American people deserve to know about this. Shame! Shame on their devious nature. Shame on them. They are not the friends of any group. When will humanity, especially those who are Americans, understand this? The next time a black person says to me that the media always caters to white people, I will, as I have stated before, say they are wrong. Fact is, they do not care about any of us. They don't care about even people who look like them. They do not care. They are there to serve the interests of a few. They will keep information from us to achieve certain realities. They will then turn around and indoctrinate us as they perpetually shower us with the same story ad nauseum. They simply do not care. We are nothing but tools for them to manipulate. We cannot afford as human beings to allow such activity to continue. I don't care what group you belong to. I don't care if the violence comes from black people to white people, from white people to black people, to black people to black people, from Indians to Mexicans. I don't care what the combination is. We cannot afford to invest our energy in such behavior. We must find a way to understand that certain people, no matter what we say or do, are going to contribute to this dark place. All we can do is make ourselves the best that we can be, work together, hopefully establish a reality that will protect us from these shell of a human. Not only do we need to protect ourselves from them, but we have to learn how to make our lives good without diminishing the life of another. I share with you these events. I share with you my thoughts in hopes that maybe we can grow. Maybe we can help others to grow. Maybe if they select to listen. I do not know what else can be said. I am sure I may think of much after I stop speaking with you. However, I'm going to just hope that maybe one day mankind will see a better way. Thank you for your time.